Hi, my name is Liz and I am the fastest growing beverage in history. And it is Halloween time, but I'm not really wearing the right outfit. So I know we just started, but can you just wait here 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay. Now I am primed and ready to go. I still don't have new contacts, so I'm a little blind still, but I think that makes Zorro's character a little bit better. I got the earrings, got the little thing. This bandana isn't just to hide the fact that the hairline on this wig is not great. Don't worry about that. I am wearing a shirt. I'm gonna back this up because it looks like I'm not wearing a shirt and I don't like that. There we go. You can see the full thing now. How great. We'll see how long this wig stays on. It's so itchy. But it completes the outfit. So I feel like I kind of can't not wear it, but also... Did you hear that thunder? Spooky. All right, prep yourselves because I'm going to be talking about the most horrible thing in the world. The scariest thing to some people. Are you ready? Are you sitting down? We're going to talk about cringe. Dun dun dun! I never quite understood the concept of cringe. And when I would see one of those like cringe compilations, or I'd watch somebody else watching a cringe compilation to try not to cringe challenge or whatever, I never quite understood it because it was always just people who were either having fun with their friends, maybe they were a little odd, but like, that's none of my business, or it was somebody having an awkward moment, or definitely not having a good day, and somebody is recording them, either egging them on, or just making it so their day is worse. And that's something I don't subscribe to. I'm gonna squint every so often because again, I can't see. Everything is blurry. My notes are down here. I can't see my notes, so I'm gonna have to... It's a fun time. So come along as I talk about cringe. A lot of my issues though with the cringe compilations, people would be watching them and be like, oh my god, that is so cringy. I would never. I totally don't have social anxiety and I know how to talk to a barista. What a weirdo. Some of us have social anxiety, Caitlin. Handy dandy. iPad. Cringe is defined as... It just started to rain. Cringe is defined as having an inward feeling of acute embarrassment, I'm dyslexic, or awkwardness. I feel like no one can really escape being cringy at one point or another. At some point in your life, you're gonna be quote unquote cringe. I will often see pictures of myself or of drawings that I used to do when I was younger, and maybe I get a little bit of embarrassment because younger me was just acting a little goofy, thinking that she was fitting in when really she was probably being made fun of. Or I see a drawing and at the time I probably thought that drawing was the best thing ever, but looking at it now I'm like, could have been better, but again, I'm looking at it through the eyes of an adult versus what I saw when I was a kid. And that's the biggest thing. I was a kid. I don't think I could really judge my kid self as a 24-year-old for being cringe when kid self me was just being a kid. I can't really go back and fix that because why would I? A recent example of cringe with childhood things was my younger brother. He found a flash drive. Whoa. Hear the rain. Not a good idea to look at a flash drive you randomly found in the house. I apologize for the rain. I can't do anything about that. Of course, it happens right as I want to record. But on that flash drive, it luckily only had pictures of old family vacations, as well as some of my old drawings from when I was probably 12 or so. One of these drawings was a picture of Tails from Sonic, you know, miles per hour Tails, and Amy, the hedgehog. For some reason, I decided to make them kiss. And I put a caption saying, "What the?" That's still my expression now to seeing that is, what the? Why did I draw that? I probably actually copied it from someone else's drawing that was probably shipping them, but I probably was looking at it like, what the? What are these two doing? Sonic, get your girl. I was a Sonic kid. I never played the games. I just liked Sonic X. And I watched it on YouTube. I never watched all the episodes.
This is a Chris hate account. Even as a kid, I didn't like this little kid. I always found him so annoying, and Sonic deserved better because they like fall in love or something. I don't know. I don't remember. Chris, if you're watching, you're a little
When I first saw that though, I was a little surprised that I drew something like that, first of all. And I cringed a little bit because why would I draw something like that? But then it just became something funny because I could laugh at it and laugh at my younger self for drawing something silly like that. And my brother was definitely making fun of me for it, but he kind of has a right to, because that was, I'm gonna say it was cringe. Like actually cringe. Not the definition that TikTok likes to give cringe, which is what I want to talk a little bit more in detail about. Because again, I don't quite understand the concept of cringe that TikTok mainly has given the world, and also older YouTube. Older YouTube had, and still does, have a bunch of cringe compilations, and it was a trend to have people watch these cringe compilations and be like, oh, whoa, let me try not to cringe while watching these. I just cringed while doing that voice and listening to myself do that. Video's over. Get over yourself. I think though my least favorite thing about cringe culture is that it ultimately, I can speak, boils down to punching down and hurting somebody's feelings that you definitely do not know. But the internet is a big place, and most of the time they're probably gonna find it. They're gonna see you making fun of them, and if they're not already socially awkward, they're probably gonna feel worse after. So I want to go through things that, in my opinion, I think are actually cringe versus things that are not cringe, and I'm sick and tired of people being like, that's so weird, when they're just people being people. I'm going to try to split these up into something that's not cringe and then something that is, just to keep things, you know, moving a little bit, but I did end up finding a little bit more things that were cringe than not. So I feel like I'm already not winning with this video. Anyways, most of the things I think are cringe are things that just make me feel that way because that's my opinion. Show the vine.
How do you know what's good for me? That's my opinion!
My opinion. You disagree? Let me know. I'd love to hear it, but be respectful. And if I end up on a cringe compilation because I'm wearing a Zorro outfit, then let my fans know this wig is itchy. Number 1. You heard my arm crack. Good for you. You have good hearing. I don't. Kids simply being kids. I feel like this one doesn't really need to be said, but I've seen it time and time again where grown adults are making fun of children on the internet for being kids. I have seen so many videos and things of people who post these videos of kids who, first of all, were not consenting to be in your video, and you're a grown adult just making fun of these children for behaving like kids? Sure, they're making TikToks, but I bet you when you were younger, you were probably making maybe YouTube videos, trying to make a little movie with a little camera, or maybe you were trying to start a band, but you've never picked up an instrument in your life. Yeah, we've all done things like that because we were all kids at one point. Sure. Again, you probably were making TikToks because TikToks weren't around when you were a kid. Old ass. Wasn't around when I was a kid either. But YouTube was. And I knew that I wanted to try to do a YouTube channel. Tried at one point, tried singing and immediately got a copyright strike, so darn. 13-year-old me really was upset about that, so I stopped. I was singing, by the way. I was singing Summertime Sadness by Lana Del Rey. The one that's like, I got my red dress on tonight. I just wanted to sing. Anyways, let kids be kids. Sure, it can be a little cringy in your eyes when you see kids being like, but like, I bet you are 10 times more cringy. Except there wasn't a video camera recording you. So you have no idea how cringy you were, but I bet you probably were. We all were. Kids especially look cringy to us because we have adult brains. Kids are inherently cringy because they don't have adult brains. Let them be. Or they're gonna end up like me, an adult child trying to desperately heal their inner child because they weren't really allowed to be cringy when they were a kid. AKA they weren't allowed to really be themselves. So now look at me. I'm dressed up as Zorro from One Piece. You know, the show One Piece. Wanna know what's really cringe? Saying that One Piece is too long. Loser. Just watch it. It's only 1,000+ episodes. Chump change. I'm joking. I really am joking. Please don't be mad at me for that. Some people are really aggressive when it comes to that. I'm joking. You can watch the new One Piece one that they're making. They're starting from the very beginning, but with better animation, so you have no excuse now. Also, side note, can we stop filming people in public? That's cringe. And you say that the people that you're filming are cringe? No. You're the one who's cringe for filming someone in public without their consent and then saying that their outfit is weird or they just acted weird. As an anxious, awkward person, one of my least favorite things is being perceived by strangers, except when it's on my terms, like a YouTube video. But out in the public, don't look at me. Don't perceive me. And I would hate to be having an anxious moment, stuttering over my words at a, I don't know, coffee shop, let's just say, and having some stranger record me, already horrible, and then post it to their TikTok, only to get millions and millions of views of how weird this girl is. That is my worst fear. Hey Pico, do you want to be in the video? I'll get you later. What's not cringe is being kind to other people, understanding that some people don't see the world that you do, but you don't have to make it into a big deal. Like I am, right now, by making a video. The only time that I am fine being perceived is when it's on my own terms, like when I'm acting or making a video, or if I'm with my friends, because they allow me to unmask myself and be able to truly be myself around them because they're just as weird as I am. If someone's looking at me, they're looking at all of us, and I'm not singled out. Unless I am, then I'm not gonna think about that because that freaks me out. Here's something that is not cringe, and that is having a hobby that is not quote unquote popular. I remember when I was younger, liking anime was one of the worst things that you could do because watching anime wasn't very popular, and there was also a weird stigmatism around it, and I am going to do a whole video about this because it is very important to my childhood and how I kind of grew up as the person I am. But also the people that liked anime were not giving us a very good rep because they were a little bit more confident about it, but they were going around just like Naruto running and just being obnoxious. And they were not giving the rest of us a very good impression of anime. So I just never told a lot of people. I would draw it and people would be like, that's an interesting art style. And I'll be like, haha, it's my art style. It just look like Fruits Basket. Overall though, people can like what they like as long as it's not harming themselves or other people. And I think more people just need to respect other people and their opinions. Cringe. Burp. YouTube parents and family vloggers who use their kids as a means to make money. I don't respect you. I know that's not really saying much, I'm just a random Muppet on the internet, but I don't respect you as a parent at all. I don't have kids, so I know you can make the argument of, you don't know, you don't have kids. If I had kids, I wouldn't be exploiting them on the internet for money. But, you know, hey, quick thing, let's stop putting our kids on the internet without their consent because they're too young to understand what's really going to happen. Stop making fun of your child on the internet, because again, they don't understand what's happening. They're just happy to be with their parent. Be a better parent, because you're doing your kids a great disservice by exploiting them on the internet, making fun of them, making them the reason why you're making money. Because once they grow up, they're either not gonna talk to you, or they're gonna see themselves on the internet, see what you said about them, and how other people on the internet, also cringe, were talking about them like they're less than human. Do better as a parent. Because any good parent would not allow their child to be exploited as well as made fun of by strangers on the internet. Again, I'm not a parent, so who am I to say? But that one's more making me mad than it being inherently cringe. Although they are a little cringe, some of the ones where the kids are like being told what to say and everything. Stop making your kids do that. I'm begging you. I'm on my knees. Begging. I'm not on my knees. Silly. What's not cringe? You remember, I think it was around a year ago or so, there was a viral video of the love surge.
I say the cringiest, most cuddly thing ever. This is called a love surge. And we do this when one of us has like so much love in our limbs that we can't contain it and feel like we're gonna explode.
That was going around. People were making fun of it to death, and the girl who posted it posted a video of her crying, telling people to stop making fun of them and that stop sending like death threats. Who does that? And also telling them that she hopes that he cheats on her. Yeah, the video I guess was a little cringe. It wasn't my cup of tea. So you wanna know what I did? I scrolled past it. I don't understand why people will take the time out of their lives to post something on someone else's video or just in general, in public or even, just being rude and mean and just being a nasty person. Hey yo, whatever happened to empathy in the world? Sure. Again, it's not my cup of tea of a video. I don't really engage in couple content online because I don't really think your relationship should be public. But that video was completely harmless. It was something that she wanted to share with the world. And hey, if I had a boyfriend, I might probably be like, you want to do a love surge as a little joke, but also like, hey, that's something they wanted to show of their love. I'm sorry you're so miserable in your life that you have to dunk on people for wanting to show the world their love. If you don't like it, scroll. Ooh, so hard to do. Now, putting something on the internet, you are inherently going to get people who are going to criticize you for what you do, what you're saying, because that's just the nature of the internet. And there's going to be mean people everywhere, either in public, but on the internet I feel like it is far worse sometimes. Because people don't have to show their face and they're not getting any consequences for saying the horrible things that they do, people think that they can say whatever they want. And I simply just don't understand that. Of why you want to say literally whatever you want. Sure, in this video and my others, I am saying whatever I want, but I'm also not going around and being like, hey, did you see these people? Let's make fun of them and dox them. Wouldn't that be fun? No! Who thinks that's fun? Overall, I just don't understand the concept of trying to be edgy on the internet and making fun of people just so other people who are just as miserable as you will like your comment. You're having a real good time, buddy? I'm glad. I wish you wouldn't post that. The comment, not the love search video. Again, not my kind of video. But you wanna know what I did? Scrolled. It's that easy. Take the time out of your day to just scroll. Has this ever happened to you? Wow, I'm not really liking this video on TikTok. What do I do? Well, I've got a wonderful new invention. It's called scrolling away. Scrolling away. You can try scrolling away today. All you have to do is sign up for a small 4-time payment of $19.95 and you can scroll away. Wow, I scrolled away and my life is just as good. Thank you, Scroll Away. That's the first time I've tried doing a little sketch. And it's probably cringy, but it's par for the course. You wanna know what is cringy though? Influencers who are just a general nuisance to society and decide to, blow things up, cause a ruckus in the street, make people think that they're in danger. I'm simply appalled, wink wink, at those actions. And I don't think those people should have a platform. I really did hate the era of YouTube that I'm not sure is still happening because I think I've completely blocked them out of my YouTube feed, are the harmless pranks. They're not ever harmless. They're always against somebody else that does not deserve to have their day ruined, or those street interviewers that always just say the most misogynistic stuff, thinking that they're being funny and cool when they're really just being a cringy alpha bro. No one likes that, dude. You're not cool. You think you're cool? Well, you're actually cringe. Not cringe. Even though many people don't want to take the time to understand and learn about this, I do not find furries inherently cringe. Sure, like most fandoms, there are some people who are a little odd and do things that may be, a little illegal or disruptive to society. But most furries that I have met have been one of the nicest people and they do not bother anybody. And granted, when I was like 10, I kind of wanted a fursuit of my original character for Sonic. Her name was Winter. She was a cat. She was cool, okay? I didn't understand how much fursuits cost, and my one friend at the time was like, my cousin makes them. And I was like, that's pretty cool. And she was like, look at this wolf I made. And I was like, that's a cool wolf. Because I was 10. Wolves are cool. But also, do you know how expensive fursuits are? I am not going to tell somebody with that kind of money what to do with their money. In general, I'm not going to tell anybody what to do with their money because it's their money. If they want to spend it getting a $10,000 fursuit, more to you, dude. I hope that you're not sweating to death in there because they just look so sweaty. And I know me personally, I'd get so claustrophobic in one of those, and that's just not a good idea for me. But I still think that a lot of the ones where people are designing these very intricate costumes and things, their personas, or the correct term, I guess, for it, is always so cool. And people only want to think of what they do in the bedroom when most of them probably don't even do that kind of stuff. It's the same with anime. People tend to only think about bow chicka bow wow stuff. And I never understood that because my mind has never gone straight to that when thinking of a subculture. And just learn. That's all I ask. I'm not a furry. No, I'm not a furry. But I still think it's a cool little subculture, as I think most subcultures are pretty neat. Especially since I don't think I really fall into any subcultures, but I probably do. I don't know. I don't really label myself as much. And I'm cool with that. Here's something that's cringe though. When someone who clearly paid to be in a role in a TV show or a movie or a theater production, they clearly paid to be there instead of going through the proper auditioning because they didn't want to and they felt that they're better than that. And you can definitely tell that they are not passionate about the craft that they're trying to be in. They simply only want to be there to try to get more clout. Basically, nepotism is cringe. Go. You can always tell that they're just not passionate about the thing that they are doing. They are only there to boost their own morale. I don't know why they're there, but they've taken roles from people who are trying their whole lives to get into something like that, have gone to acting school, have poured their heart and soul into a craft that they love, and someone with a lot of money just kind of goes in and is like, I want that one. And they're like, no. And they're like, what if I gave you some money? And they're like, oh yeah, sure. You are now in the show. Can you sing? No? That's fine. Whatever. You're in the show. Whack. Cringe. This one's a little niche, and I think it might be possibly only a me thing that I'm just kind of annoyed by more than cringing by. I'm still cringing at it, but like on the inside, and I'm not outwardly being like, ew, stop. Is people who unironically do the, I'm just a little baby. I just kind of talk like this all the time because you know, I'm just a little baby and stuff. I do that ironically. I will sometimes do something and be like, well, you know me, I'm just a baby. Or when I'm talking to the cats, I'll say, you're just a baby. That got Pico's attention. She's a little scared of me right now, and I'm not sure if I'll be able to get her in the video because she's not liking that I'm wearing a green wig. I mean, this is my hair. I dyed it this way because I'm Zorro. No. The facade. I understand if that's like your thing you want to do with like your significant other, but like, do I have to hear it? And if I hear your significant other call themselves daddy, I am going to throw up and throw it at you. Gross. Not cringe. I guess a little controversial to the people in the back, but I do not believe that Disney adults and adult Potterheads are inherently cringe. Sure, I'm not going to mention the giant turf in the room, but it is amazing that people in their adulthood can find something that's whimsical and magical that finds them so much happiness. You ever seen a Disney adult? They are so happy. I would love to be that happy. Sure, I've been to Disney. I went to Universal. Universal wasn't really my thing. I did get a Harry Potter one, despite me not really liking Harry Potter, but you had to. And, you know, I've been to Disney a few times. They're pretty fun, but it's so damn expensive, and I do not have the money to go every single day, every year. And I do find it touch cringe to give all your money to a corporation, but that is just me. Again, in most things, most fandoms, there are going to be some people who take it a little too far and cross boundaries that shouldn't be crossed. But again, who am I to judge what people want to do with their money? Go off, queen. Or, wizard. Super cringe. Now we're just getting to this whole video is just me ranting about things, but we're getting to things that really kind of just piss me off. If I see one more person try to claim that the obvious AI art, I don't even want to call it art, but for the sake of talking about it, these are really annoying me. The AI art where people are like, I drew this. I'm like, did you? Do you think that people have 7 fingers on each hand? What's going on with your anatomy there? Sure, I'm not great with anatomy, but we can tell it's AI. Stop trying to pass it off that you drew that, because it clearly is not working. Now, I'm all for people trying to use AI to their advantage, and you know, if you are just having a hard time visualizing something, trying to generate an image of it and then being like, okay, definitely got it in my mind. I'm gonna draw it on my own, but that is a good starting point to kind of get the creative juices flowing. But in no way should AI take over the art world, because that's not art. And I will die on that hill. I'm sorry if you're mad about that. I will die on that hill. AI is not art. AI cannot make music. They all sound awful, and you can tell when AI made it. But also, stop trying to pass off AI as your own art. That's the most cringe thing I could really think of. Except for the next thing and my final thing of cringe. The worst thing of all. I don't think you're ready. It's theater people. Oh, yes, I know. I know. This is hard to hear. But I am calling myself out here too. Did I make you cry? Did I work? Yes, theater people are the most inherently cringe people out there. And I can say that because I am one. I thought in high school, us going after the shows to like Denny's and being like, do you want us to sing you a song? And then being like, And we were like, well, we were just doing the Addams Family. And I know my makeup looks whack. Because I played my sophomore year of high school, I played Morticia, and I obviously don't have black hair, but we did like my eyebrows were like the perfect like black, and I had this intense to make my cheekbones really look like intense makeup, and I just didn't wash it off. We went to Denny's and we were like, when you're an Addams, we did the whole beginning basically of that song. The poor people at Denny's, we were so annoying. And we just kind of sang for them. They didn't want to be sang to, but like 16-year-old me was like, man, we're kind of like celebrities, just kind of singing for these people, aren't we? No. 16-year-old me, you were cringe. Derogatory. Cringe. This one's a bit more of a joke than the other ones, obviously, but have you ever been to a theater college? I have. For 2 years. Almost 3. There I met the most talented people, but also some of the worst personalities I have ever seen. But that's just par for the course when you're in theater. The biggest thing of all with theater people is that they could be so cruel when they sense weakness. And they could tell I'm a weak bitch. To sum up everything in this long video, not as long as the fruits basket one I'm slowly making. I'm writing more to the 18 pages than I actually did. It's gonna be a little bit, but it is on its way. So for those that actually want to hear me talk about fruits basket for a long time, it's happening. Slowly, but I am doing it. So stay tuned for that. All one of you. I see you. You're so cool. I love seeing your comments. You make me blush sometimes. Yes, cringe though has a lot of nuance to it, and I think that just because you do something that's quote unquote cringe, I don't think that the world should gang up on you and boot you off the internet or make you feel so down about yourself that you don't want to be on the internet anymore. Because what is the point of the internet if that's all we're gonna do to people? Have a little empathy. I'm gonna say that a little bit more with empathy. Please. Have a little empathy for people. Try. Not everything has to turn into you calling someone cringe and then giving them death threats. It is not that serious, my guy. Don't make it that serious. I don't want to be on the internet if that is something that is going to be normalized. Guys, can we normalize having empathy for people? Now remember though, being cringe is being free. And being free is being me. And I am cringe, baby. Again, I don't think being cringe means that you have to get booted off the internet unless you're one of those misogynistic street interviewers or one of those horrible YouTubers that decide that they're gonna be a nuisance to society. You can leave the internet now, please. Thank you. I'm gonna grab Pico. Alright. So Pico, what do you think of my outfit? You don't like it? She hates it. This is Pico. Pico's channel. Cute baby. Be free. Okay, I gotta take this thing off. I filmed my outro, but I wanted to show off a thing. And since I was dressed as Zorro, I am gonna show my broken Zorro figure. Here is my broken Zorro figure. Pico broke him by knocking him off of the bookshelf. So his sword is broken and this also falls out of his mouth so easily, but view him. This is the outfit that I have for my little cosplay here. We love it. Hey. You come here often? Really appreciate it if you stayed through this whole video. You're kind of hot. And I appreciate it. You're really cool. Okay, bye.